We'll call the regular school board meeting of St. James Parish to order. Opening the meeting, prayer will be by Ms. Diana Cantillo, and the pledge will be by Mr. Tim Latier.
At this time, this community of love I see in this area, love of dedication. So let's say a prayer of the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
C, roll call. Superintendent Kimball.
Ms. Flora,
Here.
Ms. Quintella,
Here.
Ms. Washington,
Here.
Ms. Byer,
Here.
Mr. Detillier,
here.
Mr. Grove, President Fauché.
Yeah. D, discussion and approval of meeting minutes from May 12th, 2026 school board meeting minutes. Myself. It's not in there. The reading of it. Approval of the minutes. Ms. Diana. Seconded by Coach Jim. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion carried. 2, committee meeting report. Executive committee report, June 8th. St. James Parish School Board Executive Committee meeting held June 8th at 4:15 here in the board meeting room. Members present, Angela Washington, Tim Detillier, and myself. No members were absent. The purpose was to review the tentative agenda and to set the agenda for June 9th, 2026 school board meeting. Motion by Angela Washington, seconded by Tim Detillier, and unanimously carried to approve the agenda for June 9th school board meeting. Adjourned, motion by Angela Washington, seconded by Tim Detillier, and meeting adjourned at 4:55 p.m. B, policy committee meeting report, June 8th, 2026, chairperson Nicole Floro.
St. James Parish School Board Policy Committee met on Monday, June 8th at 5 o'clock p.m. Members present, Tim Detillier, Sue Byer, Nicole Floron. Members absent, none. The purpose was discussion and approval of the following policy revisions with final approval to be granted upon the future adoption of the fully updated St. James Parish School District Policy Manual, Simone Labatt. It was motion by Sue Byer and second by Tim Detillier, and unanimously carried to approve the policy revisions with the final approval to be granted upon a future adoption of the fully updated St. James Parish School District Policy Manual. It was motion by Sue Byer and second by Tim Detillier that the meeting be adjourned at 5:54 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Flora. I get a motion to accept as read.
I make a motion.
Sue Byer, seconded. Ms. Angela Washington. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion carries. C, the Financial Committee report, June 9th. Ms. Sue Byer.
The St. James Parish School Board Finance Committee met today in the school board meeting room on Tuesday, June 9th at 4:15 p.m. Members present were Marty Poche and myself. Members absent, Raymond Grove. It was motioned by Marty Poche, seconded by Sue Byer, and unanimously carried to approve fiscal year 2026 revised budgets for general funds, special revenue funds, and capital project fund. It was motioned by Marty Poche, seconded by Sue Byer, and unanimously carried to approve ratification of contract agreements. It was motioned by Marty Poche and seconded by Sue Byer to adjourn the Finance Committee meeting at 4:59 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Byer. Motion to accept. Ms. Nicole Flora, seconded. Tim Detillier. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion carried. Insurance.
Mr. President, we were unable to field a quorum for the insurance committee, so that agenda, the full agenda is going to be taken up by the full board. We're going to dispense with A, which was roll call, and we're going to go right to item B, discussion and approval of boiler and machinery policy for the year beginning July 1, 2026, Ashley Muntz and Dustin Jenkins. So the way that this is going to work, just so everybody understands, committees are only recommending in nature. Therefore, the board is just reviewing everything that the insurance committee would have taken up, and we're just going to vote as one full board on any of their action items. Okay? Proceed.
Thank you. The first one we have today is for the boiler and machinery insurance policy. This is a policy we've had for quite a while. We also have Ms. Heidi Bourgeois here with Anglade Boudreaux. We'll get her up and explain some of it as well, or for any questions. But the first one here is for a boiler and machinery policy. It is showing a little bit of an increase for renewal on this one, for a total of $18,617, up from $16,527. I'll let Ms. Heidi speak to this if she wants as well, but this policy has had a pretty significant loss ratio. Some pretty extensive claims that we've made over this one. The most recent one was at the C3 back with the chiller. That was about $143,000 that they paid out on that one. That was about a year and a half ago on that one. That was the last big claim. But for what we pay on the premium on this, that really is a pretty good deal whenever you're looking at that, because they came out, they went through that whole system there, and they cut us a check for $143,000 and some change, and we were able to get that. We knew that chiller took a long time on order, but they did come out, they took that claim in, and they did all that. So if Miss Heidi wants to comment any more on that.
That's what happened, all right?
I knew that was the big
We
one.
had insurance and
Sorry,
equipment.
I took her thunder.
Yeah, it does, and it is, they do still have that 140, I think it's 146 is what it paid out, and, that's less than 3 years old, so that is still on the loss statement, so, and then prior to that, if we go back even further, the loss
That
was
was
significant.
significant.
So I know the claim was more than compensated for the premium paid for that policy.
The chillers are very expensive.
They are. And it is based off of the statement of values, so Dustin, Ashley, and I actually,
We went up on those this year,
we
so.
did, we sat down
That
for 2
will
hours
increase.
in February, and we went over every single campus, every building, and we looked at it, so, you know, our statement of values, of course, because we're adding constantly, are going up, so your premium is based off of that, so that's also taken into consideration too, as to why the premium did increase a little bit.
So we felt with that little over 2,000 increase on that premium that it is still definitely worth having that coverage.
Right.
So we're asking for approval on the renewal of the boiler machinery policy.
Can I get a motion?
Looking for a motion?
Ms. Diana Cotillo, seconded by Tim Detillier. Any other discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion carried.
Mr. President, you can continue with item C from the insurance agenda. Discussion and approval of property and flood insurance policy for year beginning July 1, 2026. Ashley Muntz and Dustin Jenkins.
Okay, so this one, as you see, is on property and flood. I'll start off with the smaller of them, I guess. We'll start off with the flood. So Vacherie Elementary is our only campus that is in a flood zone, so we're required to have flood insurance on that one. Very minor increase on that one for a total premium of $5,995. It was an increase of $68, but that's also an increase on the contents coverage of about $15,000. So we're asking for renewal on that one. So that's the flood one. Like I said, Vacherie Elementary is our only campus that requires flood insurance because of the flood zone that it is in. As far as the property side of it, we actually have 3 options here to choose from. I'll kind of go through each of them and then what the changes are. So as we mentioned a few minutes ago, we did increase the statement of values. So part of these base premiums has that increased statement of values. It was increased by about $5 million. Also, the other thing that came back with part of the base premium was the all other wind and hail deductible. was reduced to $250,000 for this year. Last year it was at $500,000. Miss Heidi markets this one for us as well. The same carrier came back, which is AmRisc, in connection with another carrier for an additional wind limit, which we've also had in the past. So last year, our premium total for our base premium, and then we had 2 that carried in for the additional wind limit, which gave us a total limit of $20 million, was at a total of $2,080,554.
For the premium. That was a premium?
Yes.
That was last year's premium, yes. So with the new premium coming in, we have, like I said, 3 options. So option number 1 is for the premium on the 15 million wind limit and an additional 5 million to give us to the 20 million, which is what we had in prior. We had 20 million. With the reduced deductible on all other hail and wind for a total of $624,337. So that's a savings from last year of $456,000. I'm gonna round up some numbers. $456,000. That's option 1. So that's the coverage we currently have.
Correct.
With those decreased deductible on all other wind and hail, because that's across the board. Option number 2 is that same premium. Oh, I'm sorry. It's also a 5% deductible on named storm, which is what we also had last year. So that's same coverage. Option number 2 is with that same 5% deductible named storm, the base of the 15 million wind limit, and an additional 10 million on wind limit, which puts us to 25 million. Gives us a premium of $1,691,553, which is a savings of approximately $389,000. So that's option 2, 5% named storm, 25 million wind limit, and the 250 all other wind and hail. Option number 3 is to move down the named storm deductible to a 3% deductible on named storm. Keep the 20 million, which we currently have, so that's adding the additional 5 million wind limit on. So 3% with the 20 million at a total premium of $1,731,778 for a savings of $349,000. So we have option 1, which is 5%, 20 million wind limit. Option 2, 5%, 25 million wind limit. And option 3, 3%, 20 million wind limit.
And then all of the Harold wind and.
Ms. Heidi, I'm sorry, could you speak into the mic, please?
I'm sorry.
That'd be good.
The all other wind deductible on all 3 of these options drops from $500,000 to $250,000. So that drops. And this also includes the $50 million all other peril. So this is not just wind and hail coverage. This also includes that $50 million limit for your all other perils. We just had different wind layers, and we were able to offer more wind ag, I guess, this year than what we were able to in the past, with a significant premium decrease and overall better terms when it came to the deductible.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? So, Ms. Muntz, out of these 3 plans, which one would you recommend? I mean, knowing that they're all even the savings from what we paid in the past, like, is it worth it to go from the, what was it, the 3%, from the 5 to the 3%? The deductibles from 5 to 3, is that worth it for us to?
And I also would like to note, there is no co-insurance penalty. So, meaning, we reevaluated the statement of values in February. So, the co-insurance penalty, they'll put 80%, 90%, meaning if you don't insure a building to 80% of what the replacement value is in a claim situation, they could come back and penalize you. Well, after Ida, the carrier put a co-insurance penalty on the policy. They took that off last year, and that has remained off. So that is another, factor when you look at what limit of coverage, do you take the 20, do you go to the 25, meaning that co-insurance penalty is not going to come into play.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to get a motion
Yeah, we can.
We probably need to get a
All
motion
right.
to discuss.
Yeah,
Just need a motion to,
so we can talk
To-
about it.
To take an option.
I make the motion.
we need a second.
We
We
gotta
just
make
need a
a
motion.
I'll second.
We're not supposed to, we're not supposed to have all this discussion until we get a motion. I'm just trying to make sure we. Which one you?
I'm not going without.
Do we need to make a
No,
decision
just
on the
a-
option, Mike, or just an open
Just take
discussion?
make a motion to discuss the option considerations.
Okay. Ms. Diana
She said.
and Ms. Angela. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Now we can talk all we want.
All right.
I thought number one saved us the most money.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
And it still gets you better
Coverage.
terms as far as deductible options. It drops it in half.
That's the 5%, right?
That is correct,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
With 5 million in
And the percentage deductible is only for named storm or hurricane, so it would have to be a named event. So any other wind, hail event would drop down to your 250,000.
Option B is
Okay.
the same thing, just
It is
adding,
adding 5 million more in wind
and it's
coverage.
still savings from last year, so, I mean, who wouldn't want more if it's still saving? Option B is, sounds better.
I do think option 1 or 2 is gonna be the board's best options. Option 3, if you think we're gonna have a named hurricane hit us this year, go with
And
option 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's, we all knew that. Everything would be fine.
You need a crystal ball.
Right.
For number one.
The
Option
problem,
would be your best
the
option.
problem I remember is the fight and argument we had to
I know.
collect the money.
I know.
So you can have all the insurance coverage in the world,
Right.
if you can't collect it, it's not worth a
So
dime.
if you can save it off the top, say.
And we didn't, we know where we ended up on collecting that money.
Sure.
Problem is you still gotta have it, so.
So administration is recommending either option 1 or 2. That's the official recommendation from administration, and then y'all will make a decision.
I'll make a motion that we accept option one.
Got a motion for option 1. Got a second for option 1? Ms. Diana?
One.
Any other motions? All in favor of option 1, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Option 1 it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on to item D, discussion and approval of excess workers' compensation policy for a 2-year term beginning July 1, 2026. I'm on the bottom.
Good evening. I also have Lauren Young with me here. She's representing Risk Services of Louisiana that helps us with our policies for our workers' compensation. It is time for our renewal. Last renewal, our current policy is a 2-year policy. So as I received the information for the renewal, and you did get a handbook that you can refer to, and I'm going to talk from, on page 8. It kind of gives a summary of the premium summary that was provided to us for the policy renewal. And overall, looking at what was provided to us, our annual deposit, we're looking at a decrease from the last 2 years. So our total premium with the same coverage and kind of keeping it as we have been covered for the last 2 years, we paid $124,946, whereas the next renewal would be for 2 years with $110,052. So again, I have Lauren here to kind of go into a little bit more details as needed, but I am recommending for another 2-year renewal with the current policy being provided to you.
Good afternoon. So with that being said, y'all's payrolls were 28 million last year, roughly, and they have increased to 32,406,000 for this renewal. The rates have decreased though, so you're getting your payrolls have increased, but your rates have decreased. So we're offering the same terms, like she said, with a 2-year renewal, at a annual premium is $55,026. But for the 2 years, you just double it, so it's $110,052. We do, I think Midwest is doing a great job. Y'all don't actually get a lot of dealings with Midwest because y'all are on an excess, so basically y'all cover the first 450 of claims, and y'all have had some bad claim years and some great. Last year was a great year, you know, it was only about maybe 45,000, you know, so you'll pay those claims in addition to this premium. Yeah, I did that a while ago, so. But, so, that's all I really have, unless y'all have some questions.
And I am recommending the 2 years because it does lock us in. If we do just a 1-year renewal, then we have to come back and then this could change.
So you're locking in your rates.
And
Yes.
once you do your audit, if the premiums are down a good bit, or if y'all would like to project, because each year we send her the renewal information to either project it or to use the audited, so that number can decrease because your rates, what you're locking in is the rate.
So the rate's locked in at 55 regardless of what the usage is for next year?
Your rates per payroll. So like if you're, you know, if it's way less, like after your audit next year, or another thing is if at the audit, at the end of the year, say it comes in at 28 million for your payrolls, then you're gonna get return premium. So you're gonna pay 55,000 on this 32 million worth of payrolls, but if once the audit's done at the end of the year, then you could have a return premium from that. But if you project, at the end of next year, your audits come in less also, we can decrease that 55,000.
So that's the highest.
That's the highest, yes,
So
sir.
if payroll's at 34 next year,
We're gonna renew it at 32. Unless you just want to pay more, because at the next year, you're gonna have, you're gonna have to,
It's
you
still
pay
locked
it
at
now
55.
or pay it later, kind of deal, because, any more questions?
we got a motion to, can I get a motion? 2 year versus first 1 year? They're asking for 2 years?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
Sue, 2
Yep.
years?
2 years.
Seconded by Angela. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
Thank y'all very
2
much.
years.
Thank you.
Mr. President, you'll dispense with E, which will be adjournment for the insurance committee.
Yes, sir.
And move on with 3, business, finance, and instruction.
A, discussion and approval of the following job descriptions: College and Career Center Coach and Dean of Students. This item aligns with priority 4 of the board's strategic action plan. Ms. Simone Bach.
Good evening. I am bringing forward 2 job descriptions that we have reviewed and actually provided to you for your review as well and approval. The first one is for the Career and College Coach. This aligns with currently our counselors that are in our high schools. We actually had this role at the C3 at the beginning of this year, but due to needs, we had to kind of shift our counselor to another location. And in doing so, we actually came back and we wanted to realign that job description to align to what the needs are at the Career and College Center. So as you can see, we've actually, again, it aligns with our counselor, but it does put a twist to the needs for our coaching that is needed at the Career and College Center at our C3. So as you can see, it kind of goes into the details for the career and college and military readiness. It does bring in some assessment aspects to it as well, because here at C3, we do ACT, we do work keys, we do IBC testing. So again, to help with adjusting to what is needed at the C3, we figured that some of the testing could actually fall in this job description as well. And again, we do have a lot of data reporting that we have to do with Carl Perkins and alignments of what we have to do at the C3. So this is one of the job descriptions that's being brought to you for approval. Any of you have any questions for this job description?
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Sue, seconded by Tim DeTillier. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion carries.
Okay, the next job description that I'm bringing for approval is the Dean of Students. After looking at the Dean of Students job description, we were using one based off another job description. So as we actually took a look at some of our job descriptions, we decided to bring this for your approval, just to align with what is actually being done on our campuses with our Dean of Students. Instead of it being truly focused on the actual instruction and curriculum of what they were currently following, we decided to align it to what the Dean of Students, and that would be focusing on student behavior, PBIS, and any other programs. And again, this job also, requires for data gathering and reporting as well. So that kind of all aligns into this job description I'm bringing forward to you for your approval.
Any questions? Motion by Ms. Diana, seconded by Sue. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. B, discussion and approval of 2026-2027 salary schedule. This item aligns with priority 4 of the board's strategic action plan. Ms. Simone Labat.
Yes, so this year's salary schedule, we had minor tweaks. Last year, if you remember, there was a study done and a whole new salary schedule was provided to you. Upon your review, you saw that there were minimal changes. We did align some of the duties and added some other, some of our jobs that aligned more to define where they needed to be in the salary schedule. So again, there are minor tweaks, and again, of course, through the year, we had amendments that were brought to you. So we actually took those and added them in if they were needed for the current school year or the next school year, or if those were just a one-time that they wouldn't have needed to be embedded into the next school year's salary schedule. So no major changes to it. It's just an alignment from what we've had this year and some questions that came up and some just to provide a little bit more clarity.
Any questions on the salary schedule? Can I get a motion to approve the salary schedule? Tim DeTillier, seconded by Ms. Diana Cantilla. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Thank you.
C, discussion and approval to levy millage rates in tax year 2026. Aligns with priority 3 of the board's strategic action plan. Ms. Michelle Nugas and Ashley Mutz.
Good afternoon. As you're aware, each year we are required to levy our millages. Each public entity is required to levy their own millages. So each year we have to bring before to levy our millages. If you remember, last year was a reassessment year. We decided to roll back the millages last year, it was a minor change in the millages that we ended up rolling back. What we're recommending this year is to keep the millages the same as what they were last year at a total of 44.78 mills, which is, again, what we levied last year for our millages. We're just recommending to keep the same millages rolling into next year. Just kind of a little breakdown really quickly on what we actually have collected this year so far. We've collected $30,675,000 in general fund operations, and then another $5.1 million in debt service, for a total of $35.8 million that we have collected for this fiscal year, which was part of the 25 tax roll, because it goes by the calendar year, and with us being fiscal year, it kind of pulls it off a little bit. But so that's what we collected this fiscal year there. I am required to read the resolution aloud and get a roll call after, so I'll go ahead and read it. Be it resolved that the following millages are hereby levied on the 2026 tax roll on all property subject to taxation by St. James Parish School Board, Lutcher, Louisiana. Constitutional, 3.84. Special maintenance, 6.02. 1994 salary and benefits, 6.00. 1997 salary and benefits, 8.97. 1997 early childhood development, 2.99. Debt service, 6.60. 2003 salary and benefits 6.97, 2021 additional support 3.39, total millage 44.78. Be it further resolved that the proper administrative officials of the Parish of St. James, State of Louisiana, be and they are hereby empowered, authorized, and directed to spread said taxes as here and above set forth upon the assessment roll of said parish for the year 2026, and to make the collection of the taxes imposed for and on behalf of the taxing authority according to law, and that the taxes herein levied shall become a permanent lien and privilege on all property subject to taxation as herein set forth, and collection thereof shall be enforceable in the manner provided by law. The foregoing resolution was read aloud, the roll was called, and the adoption therein. So if we can please get a roll call as well.
Ms. Florent,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
Ms. Washington,
Yes.
Ms. Byer,
Yes.
Mr. Detillier,
Yes.
Mr. Grow, absent. President Poche.
Yes.
We have 6 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
D, discussion and approval of the following certificates of payment. This item aligns with priority 3 of the board's strategic action plan. Ms. Ashley Muntz.
Good afternoon. Tonight I bring before you, I have 2 pay apps that we're asking for approval. The first one is for Civil and Sports Design Engineering for the Letcher High School Drainage Improvements Phase 2 in the amount of $34,914.70. And the second one for Pivotal LLC for the St. James Parish School Board Building, Public Relations Building renovations in the amount of $85,727.36. We're asking for approval for these 2 pay apps tonight.
Motion to approve. Coach Kim, second it. Coach Laurent. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Thank you.
E, discussion and approval declaring the News Examiner Enterprise the official journal for 2026-2027. This item aligns with priority 5 of the board's strategic action plan. Ms. Simone LeBlanc.
Good evening again. In accordance with the state requirements for public notice and publication of official school board proceedings, administration recommends that the News Examiner Enterprise be designated as the official journal of the school board for 26-27 school year. The News Examiner Enterprise is a newspaper of general circulation within our community and provides an appropriate and accessible means for publishing legal notices, meeting notices, and other official board businesses as required by law. At this time, I'm requesting the board's consideration and approval of the News Examiner Enterprise as official journal for the 2026-27
Can I
school
get a
year.
motion, please? Sue Byers, second by Tim Detillier. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Hearing none. Motion carried. F, discussion and approval of personnel contracts. This item aligns with priority 4 of the board's strategic action plan. Ms. Simone LeBlanc.
Yes, this year we come before you to renew our personnel contracts. These contracts are for our certificated staff members that are assistant principals, directors, chiefs in St. James Parish Schools. I did provide you the contract as well as a list of names who will be given that contract for the 2 years.
Motion by Nicole, seconded. Sue Byers. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
G, the introduction of new administrators. Superintendent Chris Kimball.
Good afternoon, Board. Tonight I have the pleasure to introduce 5 new administrators, not all new to our school system, but in various different roles at the start of next school year. First introduction, I'm going to introduce all of them, and then we'll get them all to come up and say a few words afterwards. First is Ms. Lanicia Raymond. Ms. Lanicia will be serving in a role of Director of Student Services and Child Welfare and Attendance. Ms. Raymond has been in St. James Parish Schools for 10 years, but she has experience as well outside of the school system. Next, we have Ms. Mika Dennis. Ms. Mika Dennis will serve as our Director of Career and College Center. She has 27 years in St. James Parish schools. So congratulations, Ms. Dennis, 27 years. And next, we have Ms. Candace Richard. Ms. Richard will be, she's taking the place of Ms. Raymond as principal at Gramercy Elementary School. Ms. Richard has a total of 22 years in St. James Parish Schools. Next, we have Ms. Nicole Weber. Ms. Nicole Weber, she is fulfilling the place at Paulina Elementary School. As you know, we had hired Ms. Holly as the executive director of elementary, and then Dr. Molly Sedalis filled in as for Ms. Holly as a temporary fulfillment, but she retired. So congratulations for Dr. Molly being able to retire, but congratulations to Ms. Weber for coming in. Ms. Weber is new to St. James Parish Schools, but she has 23 years in education as well. So congratulations. Also, last but not least, we have Ms. Farron Melanson. She will be serving as principal of St. Louis Academy. She has 11 years in St. James Parish Schools, and she has served in many different roles here within St. James Parish, and we're excited about her appointment at St. Louis Academy. So all 5 leaders bring in a great background, knowledge, and vision to schools and students with over 92 years of combined years of experience that we have with these 5 individuals. So congratulations to all 5 of you. So I'd like to give you all a hand clap for that. And so at this time, I would ask Ms. Raymond if you'd like to come up first and have a few words.
Good evening to the board and to all members present. Definitely want to thank you all for this opportunity to serve as a system level leader within the district. I look forward to working closely with all departments to ensure that our students are safe, that our students' social emotional needs are met, and that we hopefully can work together to soon get ourselves out of this consent order. So I look forward to working and serving our students in a different capacity, but with the same heart.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, Ms. Mika Dennis, if you'd like to come.
Good evening, board. I am super excited to be director at C3. I have been at, I think this might be my 5th building in the district. So I'm quite excited, and to kickstart my journey next year, I have a meeting with some representatives from Southeastern tomorrow, getting our STEM, not just on St. James side, but at Lutcher as well. So our students can, because we have a group from St. James right now that are spending a week at Southeastern over the summer. So hopefully next year we can get both schools there. So I'm excited about it.
Good. Thank you. Congratulations. Next, Ms. Candace Richard, Principal, Gramercy Elementary.
Good evening. I'm incredibly grateful to have this opportunity to serve a new group of students. I've been here kind of like Ms. Mika, 5 or 6 buildings throughout our district over the past 22 years. I'm a proud product myself. I now have 3 children who are proud products of St. James Parish, and I'm just super excited to serve our families, our students. Being given this opportunity has been truly a blessing. So it's been busy. The work has been, the to-do list gets longer, and we're checking off as we go. We add 5 things and check off 1. But we're super excited. We have a brand new team, and so we've been working together in the last few weeks, and have a whole lot to accomplish. But we're going to accomplish them all, and we're going to rock it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, we have Ms. Nicole Weber, new principal at Paulina Elementary.
Good evening, board. Thank you so much for the opportunity to join this parish and Paulina Elementary. I have already contacted most of the staff out here with all my needs and wants for my school. And so, I look forward to just this great school year and really soaring with our Pelicans.
Thank you. And Miss Farron Mellison. Now, I say Mellison. I don't know if that's exactly. I know some.
It's Malonzo.
I know.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
I'm
I
from
was
the
gonna say
Bayou.
my
From the
name.
Bayou, we say Mellison. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's okay. But I just want to thank Mr. Kimball and the board and pretty much district leadership just for the support, honestly, in this new role. I started, just running. But it's all good things happening at SLA. I started planning already for the new school year, and I'm excited to bring just new things to the school, just new opportunities for the kids, experiences and exposure. So I just thank all of you, and I'm excited about, being a principal and a leader in this particular role. I'm committed to St. James. I'm a product of St. James Parish Schools, and so my daughter is also in the district as well. So it's very personal for me. I want to see the district succeed, and so I feel like I'm serving my community when I'm a part of SLA and just being in the parish in general. So just thank you for this opportunity and looking forward to working with all of you.
Thank each and every one of you, and I know I didn't sit in on all the interviews and recommendations were made, and I can tell you overwhelmingly the recommendation came back in a positive light for each and every one of them. So I'm excited. Something about change and just what the future holds, and I see nothing but positive. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the growth that we're going to see. I think St. James Parish Public Schools is really at. I was sharing earlier today. We are in a spot to really see great success. And success, what does that look like? That's student success, not only in the classroom but outside the classroom. And if we put students first, I think everything else will take care of itself. So I'm excited about that. So thank you. And I would like to open and have the board members, if y'all would like to say anything at this time, please have that opportunity. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to all of you. But what I see is complete compassion, education, and empathy, especially our homegrown and our youth.
I've been here 24 years.
But to have y'all in here is a blessing to this board to have awesome people. The central office staff is the best, and the superintendent.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I just want to say congratulations to you all. I know great things are coming because you all are true leaders. I know that, and I believe that. The passion that you have for those kids, I can see it just by talking to you, knowing you all. I'm just ready for 2028, or 2027. Sure, you ready for Excuse me a year. But I'm ready for 2027 because I know there will be great things coming. So thank you. Congratulations.
You can go. I'll wait for you. I know y'all going to be missed terribly in y'all previous roles. I've read different things and heard different things, but change is good, and I'm excited to see y'all in these roles. And if y'all need any help or support from us, let us know. I was looking forward to reading the update from Superintendent Kimball last Friday. It might have been the week before, because we're not really sure who will be in all these positions. We hear a lot of things and people who apply, but we put our trust in him. And we have our low saying, St. James is the place to be. And on the state school board, we always end our meetings with leadership matters. Or if somebody makes a comment, our director looks at us and she's leadership matters. So I think y'all are a blessing to us. And again, if y'all need any support or anything, please let us know. Just not financially yet.
We get there.
I just want to say congratulations to you guys. It's great to see y'all moving up and doing great things. I know so many of y'all for so many years, and I know that you guys are really great in those positions. I'm excited to see what you're gonna do. I'm gonna still be watching, even though we're gonna be going out. I'm gonna still be watching, just to make sure, you know, that everything is going great. If y'all ever need anything, give us a call. I'm glad to hear that somebody said the support that they've been receiving, and I mean, that makes a big difference. Feeling supported, I'm glad y'all feel that, and just God bless y'all.
I like it when we have our own that comes back because you're part of it. It means more to you than somebody 50 miles away. So I'm excited when I see that. And I'm going to challenge every one of y'all. Next year, I want you to come back and tell me you're just as excited. Amen.
Congratulations again, and ditto to what all the board has said. Appreciate you all in your new positions, and I know we doing some good things, and I know we're going to continue to do some good things. Congratulations again. Closing of the meeting. Condolences. Miss Betty Pettivan, a retiree teacher, and Miss Catherine Wu, retiree bus attendant. B, motion to adjourn. Ms. Diana, second by Coach Tim. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Meeting adjourned. 6:16 p.m.